Thanks for joining. Let's get started. My name is Paul McGuinness. I am the head of solutions in Europe. So I lead up a team of solution architects spread throughout Europe who work closely with customers on their solutions and scenarios and designing their networks. We do not have a professional services team, so we're here to help customers design what they need and help them get that implemented. You can email me if you want at pmg@megaport.com. So just a quick level setter at the start, talking about Megaport and network as a service and the differences of Megaport and NAS compared to other providers, traditional providers. So with network as a service, the full control of deploying the network is in your hands. It's a self-service environment driven through a portal or through APIs, or indeed through Terraform if you wish to do it that way. You pay for what you provision, so there's no fees to set up any of the services. And then you decide if you want to have no term on your services, longer term, as in 1, 2, and 3 years to get a discount on the services that you deploy. We have a full ecosystem of data center providers and other service providers on the Megaport marketplace, and you can connect to any of these immediately through the portal. You can also create your own ecosystem, connecting to your own partners, your own suppliers, your own customers across the Megaport network by swapping a service key securely. So it's all really simple to use. You can use code or infrastructure as code in the form of APIs or Terraform if you wish to programmatically deploy the Megaport or monitor Megaport services as well. We're moving into high capacity connectivity over the last year with 100 gig VXCs or virtual cross connects across the network, or you can have a connection as small as 1 megabit per second. It's all under your control, and you can turn it up and down to suit your needs. So you can contrast that to the traditional providers maybe you've worked with in the past. Just a word on Megaport's global WAN. So our global network is there and available for you to consume. You can spin up virtual services or virtual connectivity hubs in multiple locations around the world, deploying firewalls, virtual routers, physical ports for interconnectivity, and then you can connect those hubs together across Megaport's global WAN at really competitive pricing and allowing you to achieve high data rates of 10 gigabits per second, 50 gigabits per second, and up to 100 gigabits per second between any two locations. And all of this can be done immediately. It takes 1 minute to create one of these connections, and you can turn those up and down to right size your needs. Just a quick word on the services that we have. We have always had data center to cloud, so connecting your data center premises throughout the world to all of the major cloud providers like Oracle, AWS, Google, and Azure, and a whole host of other providers as well, including SaaS providers and data center operators, Wasabi, for example, Cloudflare, Salesforce. So this is really easy. You just spin up a port, connect that to the clouds that you require, and you can have up to 100 connections on a single port. If you want to connect cloud to cloud, we can facilitate that with virtual routers, virtual firewalls, connecting two clouds together without having any relationship with any data center provider. We are close to the cloud on-ramps, so we'll typically have our virtual router in the same location as the major clouds have their interconnect points, so you can get low latency connections between the cloud providers, and that will be 100% private in that case. DC to DC, of course, with all of the data centers that Megaport is deployed in around the world, you can connect any data center to any other data center immediately. So you take a port in either or in both data centers that you want to connect, you get the cross connects into the ports through the data center provider, and then connect those DCs together. Virtual Edge is where we are hosting a license. We're providing the underlay, the networking, the compute, and the internet. and you are taking a license, let's say a Cisco license to create a Cisco router or Cisco firewall or Cisco SD-WAN. It could be a Fortinet firewall, Palo Alto firewall, or a multitude of SD-WAN vendors as well. And then finally on this slide, we have internet exchanges as well. We've got internet exchanges around the world that we own and operate. And then in addition, which is something slightly different, we also offer internet services from all of our access devices as well. So just a quick summary of what we've seen so far on here. You can connect to Megaport through a port in a data center and have a fully private connectivity offering to everything on the Megaport network. You can connect to just about everything that we have anywhere in the world. If you are in a branch and you want to connect over IPsec tunnels or over SD-WAN, you can also do that as well through the Megaport Virtual Edge and reach everything on the network. And it's up to you what you deploy. It's under your control and it's all on demand. But please do reach out if you need a solution architect to help you work on that and design it. Now, today, what I'm going to talk about is the Megaport Oracle Cloud Console integration. So this is an integration that was done using Megaport's APIs. Oracle has taken this integration on by themselves, and they're able to consume our APIs so that once you create a fast connect, you can then decide where you want to connect, onward connect that fast connect, or what you want to attach it to. So you can connect that to a Megaport port. You can connect it to an existing Megaport Cloud Router, or you can create a new Megaport Cloud Router. And if you like, you can stop at that point with just the Fast Connect and the Cloud Router. But there's also an option to go further and to attach that Megaport Cloud Router to AWS as well, all within the Oracle console. So this is what it looks like. So why don't we just jump into a demo and start building. Okay, so here I've got my Oracle console, and I'm just going to create, I'm actually in Frankfurt, in Germany region. I'm going to go ahead and just create a port. Call this, give it my name. We've got a compartment selected. I'm going to select Megaport service, and we're going to create a private virtual circuit. Okay, I'm just going to change compartment to get a DRG, and we'll choose one of these DRGs. You can create a connection of up to 10 gigabits per second if you want to, and then we can put in some IP addresses here as well for both ends, for the customer end and the Oracle end. And then we can put in the customer BGP ASN. So I'm using 133.937, which is the default for the Megaport Cloud Router. MTU, we'll just leave it as it is, and then we can go ahead and create that. So it's told us that that is done. Okay, so the Fast Connect is being provisioned. If I select this Fast Connect and go in here, I've got my OCID here already, and the tradition, or the previous way of doing the connection here is to copy the OCID, take that back to the Megaport portal and paste that in to the Megaport portal and create the service. Now that's all still possible. You can do that in two panes of glass if you want to, but what we're going to do is we're going to use APIs to connect into, sorry, we're going to use API keys to connect into Megaport APIs and complete the connection in an automatic way. Okay, so let me grab keys. So we're going to use this complete connection, paste in the access key and a secret key, and then we're going to log into Megaport. Okay, so the first option that we're getting here is to connect into a Megaport port. So I have existing ports within my portal account that I can connect into. I can select any of those ports and attach the Fast Connect to that. So that's one option that you have here. You can choose the A and VLAN. You can choose the rate limit for that. You can choose the data center and select the ports if you want. Now for this demo, I'm going to do something else. We're going to connect into a Megaport cloud router. Now again, we can select any cloud router that is already built and existing within my account, or we can create a new cloud router. So for this demo, we're going to create a new device. It's automatically named. You can change the name if you want to, but this one has, it's called Paul after my Fast Connect name, and then it's calling it MCR and then the date. So we can select a country for this. So I'm going to select UK, and then there's a selection of data centers. I'm going to keep that at Digital Realty. It's going to be 1 gigabit per second throughput. Actually, we can make that bigger if we want to, a 5 gig device. You can choose the term for the device as well. Okay, so as we go down through, we now have to select some details to do with the Oracle Virtual Cross Connect. Again, there's a name given to this. We can choose the location. So there's 4 locations in Germany where we can decide to have this Fast Connect attached to. So we can choose any of those. We'll just go with the default, and we can change the data rate as well up to the size of the Fast Connect that we've created, which was 1 gigabit per second. Now we can stop there and just provision the services with the new Megaport Cloud Router and a virtual cross connect to Oracle's Fast Connect. There's now also an option to create a connection to AWS, so I will select that. And again, it's given a name, and then it's asking for my AWS account ID so that it knows where to direct the interface. And this is actually deployed through Megaport, but we're just doing the provisioning, obviously, through. So for AWS, let's select Ireland, for example. So just to kind of recap what we've done so far, we've created a Fast Connect in Frankfurt, we've created a Megaport Cloud Router in London, and now we're creating a AWS Direct Connect in Dublin. So this is kind of stretching right across Europe. We can use the data rate for that, right up to 10 gig. So we can match the 1 gig that we have on the Fast Connect there as well. So just selecting next on this, I'm going to just check the Megaport location again and select the country here. And we'll take the default on that. And now when we go to the next page, we can see it's if this wasn't a demo portal, this is actually creating live services, but it is a demo account, so it's not giving me real-time pricing. If you were doing this in your live portal, it would give you the full pricing details that you would accept before going to complete the connection. And now it's taking us, it's going to step us through the creation of the services, and then this page will disappear. So for example, the first step up here is basically a validate, is what we would call this inside our APIs. It's validating that the configuration is valid before creating that Megaport Cloud Router. So it's created the MCR, it's checked that it's functioning, it's now doing the Oracle Virtual Cross Connect in the Megaport side, it's created that, and now it's going to quickly create the AWS Direct Connect hosted connection as well. So just the last step to go here, and that's it. So all of the provisioning has been done. So how do we see that that has actually been completed? Well, if we move across to the Megaport portal, we can go into the services page. And if I just refresh my portal screen, and then I'll filter out everything else there, this is what has just been created through the Oracle console. So the MCR was created in London at 5 gig throughput. It's been created in the blue zone, happens to be in a Digital Realty data center. We've got the Fast Connect in Frankfurt attached to that. And then we also have an AWS connection in Ireland connected as well. So both of those virtual cross connects to the clouds are at 1 gigabit per second. Now, the configuration for Oracle is automatic. So if I click into Oracle Virtual Cross Connect, we can see the rate limit here. For that, we can see, whoops, let's just go back on that. We can see the A-end configuration. So the interface has been provisioned here. We can see the BGP configuration with the Oracle ASN of 31898 and then the local ASN of the MCR as well. The details here as well showing the A-end VLAN that was automatically selected on the MCR side. And then we can go in and have a look at the logs. So the logs will come through in just a few seconds. And then we have usage and billing. There won't be anything of interest here because we've just generated the service. So that will be available shortly. So all of the Oracle side was automatically created. For AWS, the connection needs to be accepted inside the AWS console. So that will appear there shortly in a couple of minutes. And then you select the connection. Oh, here it is. You select the connection and you can decide to, accept that connection, and then you'll create the type of VIF that you require. We're not going to run through those steps today, but just to show BGP information for this Fast Connect will also be shown. It's going through provisioning right now, but the BGP will automatically come up with Oracle in here once the provisioning is complete. So I hope you enjoyed that demo. You can see a lot of the steps here are fully automated for this type of connection. And the integration had been, done inside the Oracle console so that you can do all of that in there along with the Megaport APIs. Of course, if you wish to use the Megaport APIs for your own types of service, you can do that there as well and provision services using that type of automation. So, like I said before, please do reach out if you want to connect to me or anyone in the Solution Architect team, and we can have a session with you. But with that, I'll leave you with that being the end of the session. My name is Paul McGuinness. Thanks for joining.